In this video, we'll discuss about support and resistance. Okay, so again, there are various ways to mark support and resistance. If I start writing it down, I can write it many ways in which we can mark support and resistance. Okay, for example, using previous candles. Okay, or if you want indicator based pivot points, CPR if required. CPR and pivot point calculation is almost same, only there are 2-3 changes. If you want to mark this swing high, low, probably weekly high and low. Okay, these are few commons are previous days high and low. Okay, and also if required the midpoint. I know how many are aware of this midpoint concept. Midpoint matlab any trading sessions middle point is called the midpoint levels of daily and weekly. Okay, these are few common used reference level in form of a support and resistance. We can use it as reference levels on our regular trading. But here, let's one thing I'll be showing you along with this reference level pivot points. I don't know how many are using pivot points in this perspective, which I'll be sharing. I'll be turning off all the S1, S2, R1, R2 and everything. I'll be turning off everything. Now the main important factor is nowadays everyone are trying to mark their support and resistance in their own perspective, the way the knowledge a trader is having it. But with this pivot points, we can also try to understand what is a simple trend of the price. Okay, or the any index or any stock, what is the basic trend, what is the price action which is getting developed here. Very simple, try to understand here. If you're looking at this point, pivots is trying to shift up and then trying to move down complete flat again. From past few trading sessions, slowly steadily price pivot is trying to shift up and up. So this is the common thing happening. So more the pivot is shifting up, price is continue to moving up. Pivot shifting down, price reversing. Pivot is flat, price staying sideways, and then again the up move is getting started. So now this gives a small idea. If try to understand, price is trying to move up, main focus trend is up. For example, I will tell you two terms here. This is price is trying to move up. Okay, this is trend is up, price is trying to move up. Where should a trader need to give more focus or need to give more importance? Should he or she need to focus on more on support or more on resistance? If you ask me, I will tell you trend is up, price is trying to move up. So my main focus should be on support. If price is taking a, for example, if price is taking a rejection from the support, I can use this as an opportunity to follow the upside, follow the upside move along with the current market trend is uptrend. So this makes me to stay with the market direction. If on the opposite side price is trying to move down, trend is also down, that means I will be focusing on more on the resistance level. Resistance, I'll be using it as an opportunity to plan my downside trade in favor of the downtrend. Okay, so now how to identify the trend? As I mentioned, one simple way I'll be sharing here. That is the using the pivot. Pivot is shifting clearly up. More pivot is shifting up, more the market is getting ready to continue for an upside direction. You can check it on 15-minute time frame, so it might be easy for you. You don't need to zoom much. For an example, if we are doing the same thing. Okay, not for intraday, because intraday every day 15-minute chart, every day the pivot levels will get plotted. There are tools, indicators available where tomorrow's pivot levels we can get to know today itself. Okay, once for example, For example, Tuesday's market pivot level, if you want to know, you can know it by Monday market. Once market is closed, Monday evening itself, indicators are there available for free. By the end of this video, I will try to share. Okay, just for the information, if I forget or miss to share, you can let me message me and you can remind me, so I will share with you also, no problem in it. If the same thing I am using it on 30-minute time frame, 30-minute time frame pivot levels plots once in a week, not every day it is plotted, it is plotted once in a week. So that means what is happening here is the pivot is shifting down. Okay, try to understand one thing. If I'm monitoring on 30-minute time frame, I need to see the charts slight deeper. Okay, 30 minutes chart, I need to see the chart slide deeper. Same date, if I'm checking, for example, from 20 or from 21st, I'm checking 21st of March, if I'm checking on a 15-minute. For example, from the start of the March, if you're looking here, pivot is trying to shift down, then this down, the one more important factor, pivot is shifting down, but the distance, for example, this is pivot 1, this is pivot 2, and let's take this as a pivot 3. Pivot 1 is here, pivot 2, okay, distance is very clean enough, so shift is very clear ki price is more showing intention for and downside price action. And this is, look at the third pivot, same thing I'm plotting here, same thing which is in front of you, the distance is getting smaller. So here this is my awareness point, यहाँ पे मैं थोड़ा सा alert mode on कर दूंगा, I will be in an alert mode that there is a chance for the trend to change, or there is a chance for the direction to change. Okay, possibly the direction could change. Okay, I will not tell you it will change, it can change, because as the range is getting narrower, if the sellers are weaker, that is the one main reason the range can get narrower. We'll come to know whether, for example, in this case, three pivots are there, price trying to move up, going into sideways, one more attempt of upside failed, the upside breakout here has failed. So the what happened, upside breakout failed, price goes into the same trend which was already on the downside, the price again continue to move down as the trend is failing. Same you can apply it on various time frame, you can understand, because identifying trend, because we are wasting time just for searching for support resistance. You need to understand support and resistance, when to use, resistance, when to use support for our trade decision. That is more important. What we are trying to do, we are just trying to blindly every day, whatever, if you are marking support and resistance, if you are not marking, very new to the support and resistance, then yes, this is series of videos which has been released, you can watch it one by one, you can identify or understand what exactly support and resistance. I'll be trying my best to share in this free videos. Okay, so you can better get an idea. If you are already marking support and resistance, we are, if let's assume you are marking support and resistance on all trading session, on any time frame, daily, weekly, 30-minute, 15-minute, 5-minute, 3-minute, whatever time frame as per your comfort, if you are marking for your own trading, most of the time there is a chance you are confused in a perspective whether this support will be, sorry, whether this resistance will get respect, or whether this support level price will respect and reverse back or not, whether resistance will reverse back or not. And one more problem, whether if the resistance is crossing, whether this can be a successful breakout. If the support is crossing and price is coming down, whether this can be a successful breakout on the downside, whether price can move down. Most of the time we are confused. That is the main problem. Marking support and resistance is, yes, it's a task which has to be done, but how and where to use, that is more important, which most traders are lacking, because you are not focusing on the foundation, that is trend. Every day we traders who are marking support and resistance, are you giving importance to trend? When I say are you giving importance to trend, the criteria, most traders have big problems, sir. In identifying trend, they start plotting indicator 1, indicator 2, indicator 3 indicators, they are plotting it, and then they are seeing price action. Problem, sir. If you are plotting to identify trend, if you are plotting many indicators and then focusing on the price, means problem. Okay, if you want, you can try one. For example, here what I am discussing, the pivot point concept, you can try one, but give more priority on the price action. What I was discussing here, the pivot range is getting smaller. Yes, it is getting smaller as the price is trying to approach or move down, and then the bulls who are trying to come sideways. Why price going into sideways, sir? If as the pivot range is getting down, price is trying to move up, why it is going sideways? Many traders are not aware of these concepts. I will tell you, price going into sideways is all because already price is coming down, the pivot range is getting smaller. That means the bulls are trying to come. As the price is trying to move up, it is going sideways because earlier sellers who are trying to push the price down and the current bulls who are trying to push the buys up, both are fighting. When both players are fighting, that is where the sideways price action starts. This is the reason I always tell, price cannot go in a straight line. Price either has to come down, up, down, up, down. This is the formation. Yeah, फिर price trying to move up, full getting some sideways, and then it can decide whether it can move up or end up becoming a false breakout or straight away move down. This is how price generally moves. But what most traders are in urgent. Array sir, what if we miss this up move? What if we miss this down move? Sir, urgent here can definitely create more confusion. This is the main reason, one main reason most traders are confused. If you are confused, chances of making profits is 0%. Not even 1%, chances of making profits is 0%. So let's move back again here. I'm using it 30 minutes, same as per your time frame interest, you can use it on 15 minute to understand, because try to understand one thing, 15 minute, 5 minute, both the pivots will be same. 30-minute pivot will be different from this 5 and 15 minutes. So don't get confused there. 15 and 5 minute, you are seeing the both the levels will be almost same, there will be no changes. Okay, so once here we are identifying, understanding the trend here. So now very simple, sir. Here price was trying to move down, the range was getting smaller, one upside attempt. Okay, here the breakout is already failed here. Okay, the breakout failed here, it's a clear hint, the sellers are still there, the bulls are not that much stronger. So how to identify or understand really the trend is converting into an bullish format or what? Very simple. Price trying to come down. Here I'll be only focusing on simple ways. Okay, I'll be not going in depth as of now anywhere. First you need to understand what is more important, because you are, I believe you would have watched hundreds of YouTube videos or attended more of free sessions, free webinar and everything. Okay, so your mind is already in a confused stage, which is work, which will work, by which style I can make money. Okay, so I want to make it very simple and clear. No additional jargons or more length storytelling. No. Okay, so here one thing here, price pivot is slowly shifting down, range is getting smaller. This is the warning sign. Here the bulls had a good chance to convert the upside move, but they end up becoming failure. Right, Yampe failed. Again I repeating here, the week ends here, the next pivot line which is starting here, that means it's a new week. You can see the pivot line starting here is the new week, pivot line is getting started. That means, for example, Yampe market closed. So next week pivot levels we can identify it before the start of this week itself. We don't need to wait for the week to start and this kind price action, let it develop and then we can identify. No. As I mentioned, by the end of this video, I'll try to explain it how to identify the pivot levels before market opening using the previous or the past data, past chart which is available. Okay, so don't think now it's a pivot is completed, very easy to see. No, this pivot we come to know before the market opening itself using the past data, past levels. Okay, so with that, यहाँ पे price important here is the pivots. Yes, it is shifting, trying to shift down. Range is getting smaller. So this is the one pivot, and using this we are getting an identification that the range is getting smaller on the pivot. Price has a chance, bulls can come. I'm not telling they will come, they can come. For that, if they are really strong, how to identify this trend from the downside if it is changing into upside? Very simple, with the chart available. I'm not deep going into past data and checking it. I'm checking it here with the past 2 months of chart data. So with this, how to identify whether trend has been clearly shifting up with this pivot level? Simple. This pivot we are focusing here, matlab previous of previous pivot. If upcoming day, as the pivot is shifting up, if any pivot starts developing above this previous of previous pivot levels, because these area is untested. Let's say prices start developing above the previous of previous pivot level, then it's a clear intimation that the chances here the trend from the downside is changing into upside. This is one way. Second and the last way I'll be sharing it is, if price before the pivot start developing above, the price starts trade above and it is trying to cross this previous of previous pivot and start trading above it, then without price coming back again below the previous of previous pivot level, then still there is a chance the trend is better changing from downside towards upside. Okay, let's take some examples here for your better understanding. For example, look at this. यहाँ पे pivot was trying to shift back down. So now how to confirm the trend is fully changing here? Either previous of previous pivot levels. Okay, that means this area. Sorry, that means this area. If this levels price, either it has to start trading above it, या फिर clear one pivot level is building clearly above this, then the trend has changed. But यहाँ पे notice करोगे one thing here, this applicable on all time frame. I'm using it for 30 minutes so that you can see many months of data. यहाँ पे price trying to go up, immediately rejecting, making a false breakout here and trying to reverse back towards downside. Already price not able to cross and do some trading above previous of previous pivot level. Already remember the trend is here on the downside. Okay, and here what is happening? Price is not ready to even trade above this. Forget about pivot clearly forming. Now again price is slowly trying to come down, so the trend is continuing again down. The pivot levels are shifting down, right? So this levels, pivot levels, यहाँ पे market, this trading session, यहाँ पे trading session closed. Okay, this is the close of the trading session, okay, of this current week. Next week before it is opening, the pivot यहाँ पे suddenly one step pivot is trying to shift up. Now this is very important, as the pivot is trying to shift up for the next trading session. This is the last trading session जहाँ पे market closed. Now previous of previous, until this above this price starts doing some trading and trying to move up, या फिर a pivot should clearly shift towards upside, then we can say that the trend is shifting and the trend is clearly trying to shift up. This is very important. Yes, this identifying, understanding this looks very simple, but you have to practice it. If you are not practicing, watching this video, okay sir, tomorrow morning let's see whether it is work. If it is not developing, we will move to some other system or strategy or technique or style of identifying or understanding the trend or support or resistance means it's purely as per your comfort, because यहाँ पे no one has been forced here to follow anything, but if you are closely checking it, this itself can give you more better understanding of the pricing. What happening here, pivot is not shifting up, but यहाँ पे notice करो कि there was few attempt price trying to move up, again reversing, coming to this area, trying to take a support, one more up move, but failing to cross the previous nearest swing high or previous trading session high, because if the bulls has to dominate, they have to move the price up, as they are trying to take a support from the previous pivot levels, agreed, price trying to reject, agreed, but price is not ready to make a breakout on the upside, again trying to reverse back down with a gap down opening. That means still the trend is not shifted up. Look at the effect, price continue to further drag down in upcoming trading sessions. So now in this case, this is the area or this is the zone, yampe trend is more on towards downside. For example, if you are using any resistance level, price struggling to move up, reversing back down, taking any resistance and reversing back down on the resistance area, I am more interested to give importance to the resistance. As I mentioned in the start, that trend is down. That means my focus will be on more on resistance. Trend is up, my focus will be on support. कि यहाँ से price taking a resistance, better chance price has a good cushion to go down. Price is taking a support here, better and good chance the price can shift, move up, it can take a support and it can move up if the trend is up. यहाँ पे trend is down, so in this area, for this full area, okay, as I'm checking it from this point probably till here, that means from the start of the February till this March 14 या March 20 तक, more the trading session, you can go back and check now if you are using support and resistance, already using your technique or your style or your way of marking support and resistance, maximum time resistance, price rejecting from resistance of your level whatever you are marking, it would have given better reward compared to trying to play as a support area. I'm speaking as I'm using 30-minute time frame. This can be a time frame which is focused on either a big target trade or minimum positional category opportunity. Intraday smaller time frame has to be checked. Positional activity I'm speaking, it would have given more better reward if you are focused on rejection from resistance or price breakout, failure, reversal from the resistance, it would have given more better and good reward compared to focusing more on support. This is very important. Marking support is, yes, it's a task, but understanding when to focus more on support, when to focus more on resistance, that is more important. You need to identify it as your time frame. If you are intraday trader, 5 minute or 15 minute, both the pivots level will be same. You can try checking out those things. If you are into kind of an positional trader or a big target trader, you can focus better. If I am in your stage, I'll be more focusing on slight bigger time frame like 30-minute, daily, hourly kind of a category. I'll be giving more importance. Okay, once you identify this, things can get more better and more easy to understand the real concept. And if I am just trying to add some these levels of pivot, simple pivot, I'm speaking a lot of time here, you know the effort which has been, don't underestimate. You are getting this video access very easily, don't underestimate it. This is more important for your trading. Okay, I'll be using it 5 minute. All the pivot levels are already available. For example, 30 minute, right? Understanding the trend here on 30 minute. if you are looking at closely, let's say here, these areas, already we know the trend is down probably from 17th of February and here this area 17th, 18th, 20, 25 kind of February month. Okay, if you are same thing, I'm using it for 5 minute 17th of February, right? Let's see, I'm getting the data or not here. Yes, I'm getting it. So what was the focus? Focus is on the downside more only. So यहाँ पे if I want, if you are not aware of how to mark support or resistance, this pivot R1, R2, S1, S2. S1 means S का मतलब support, R meaning is resistance. You can try using these things, you might get better idea. यहाँ पे notice करोगे the resistance price, already the trend is down, price is struggling to cross the R1 multiple time, trying to reject, slowly price shifting down. Next, look at this, pivot levels can act both as support or resistance. Try to understand, R1 means R resistance 1, S1 means support 1, but pivot can do the dual combination. It can be both support or resistance. Here remember the trend is down, it is trying to act as resistance, price continue to further dropping down. Okay, if you are looking at any other next trading session, look at these levels, pivot is here, R1, R2 is here. Price not touch the R1 here, price trying to move up, unable to go to R2 also, before that price reversing back down. R1, already price is in a downtrend, so resistance are easily getting crossed. Price is trying to continue to move down. This is one main reason, if you have more in towards focusing on the trend, it can be more better here. This is one more important thing. Try to identify if you are focusing on support or resistance better, rather than jumping in the price crossing this, it is falling down. Yeah, for better is for any pullback rejection, price trying to go down, going to this area near to this or at this level rejecting. Pullback rejection gives more low risk and high reward. Here first candle price is trying to cross and then price reversing back, easily crossing the R1. Try to understand, price trying to move up, unable to do much price action inside yesterday's range. Okay, now this is where you can put an additional thing here, price is trying to move down, what's happening, what is the pattern which is getting developed here. Try to understand lower highs, so all these levels can next day convert into an resistance. This is additional thing, you can gather it from the charts also. Is one more way or one more approach we can follow. If the pivot is not much giving any pullback rejection, easily crossing up and down means, then as it is going inside yesterday's range with lower high formation, all this pullback high, price dropping pullback where it is clearly shifting as an lower high formations, all these high can be act as a resistance. Here price, these areas, what is happening here, price trying to cross overlapping, remember it is overlapping, it is not easily crossing, overlapping, making an upside, making a new high, candle is not closing, again reversing back, one more pullback, one more rejection, still the resistance is clearly strong enough, price slowly trying to come down again, right? So यहाँ पे we are, one thing is most traders do is, sir, green candle, sir, now can we chase and take a buy side? We should be aware यहाँ पे, from today you might be aware after watching this video probably कि okay, we have resistance around the resistance area, what is the urgent, let's see, price is sideways. I have mentioned in the start of this video why price goes sideways, lower level bulls coming in, and the higher level already those sellers who are in favor of the trend, they are trying to come, that means that is making the price sellers buyers fight, price going into sideways. So यहाँ पे what is happening, sideways making an eye but candle close, look at this, not a good candle formation, good bullish close, trying to reverse back down, one more attempt, one more aggressive failure, that's it, price slowly and steadily coming down. In which direction, already trend is down, price going in that direction. तो यहाँ पे I am more focusing on resistance category R1 or any resistance level higher. I am not much interested to see whether it is support or resistance. My main focus is on the resistance only. Okay, same thing you can cross check it on upcoming trading session, Nifty, Bank Nifty, probably stocks, heavyweight. This works more better. Okay, again with this you can identify or understand things how to exactly plot or take entry or anything. It has some different strategies. If let's say if in this series possible I will try to share, but as this is free there are limitations to do. Beyond that you have to learn by investing on learning. Okay, so this can give you a better understanding the support and resistance, what is happening. If you are not aware of how support and resistance to mark, you can try using the concept which I have discussed right now, pivot concept or previous trading session rejection areas. Okay, this can give a better understanding. Why I'm using these areas is because it's clear lower eye formation. That means clear lower eye sellers are more stronger. That can give you a better understanding or a clear idea.